What is up? What is up, man? We back. Black in the building, man. Y'all already know it, y'all. I'm about to hit y'all. Did he come back? Oh, damn, man. So let me guess. Y'all niggas at church hooping and hollering and all this bullshit jumping around and shit. But this nigga ain't show up, huh? Shezza ain't show up this week, huh? Well, maybe next week. We'll hope for next week. Fuck out of here. Anyway, man, what is going on? What is going on? You already know what the fuck I am. I'm your boy. And the place to be, broke as fuck. Gotta work at the goddamn court plantation. I've been clowning sucker free since 2003. No finessing me. You already know what it is. Shout out to everybody that's at the court plantation on a Sunday. At first, I thought it was Saturday. I'm like, shit, nah, it's Sunday. I know there's a nigga singing in the choir right now. I used to be one of them clown ass niggas. I can't think of no church song right now, but you know. That's why I was talking a couple weeks ago. I was so happy, like, oh man, I'm about to come out with my LP. There's somebody, I ain't gonna put his name out there. I said again, I'm all happy, like, man, I can't wait to hear this nigga talking about a gospel album. I'm like, oh man, you lost me with that one, nigga. What the fuck? But anyway, man, shout out to everybody out there that's handling the business, staying clown and sucker free, not begging at the job and telling all your damn personal business and all this other shit. You know, we got a lot of shit to discuss, man. We're gonna talk about Haiti and how they just mysteriously keep getting these fucked up earthquakes and shit. And how the United States of America, in my personal opinion, and every other nation's NATO nation power, they do their best to basically economically keep Haiti below poverty level. You know, they assassinate the president, and then now it's this big ass earthquake, and then watch. United States of America and everybody else gonna swoop right in and act like they wanna be the fucking saviors. We gonna get on that shit too. We gonna talk about knowing your history. Not knowing the whole history, but you need to know a little bit of the history. You know, I suggest everybody go get Dirty Bookman's prayer, you know, because that's what the Haitians was working with. Shout out to my Haitians, man. You know, shout out to anybody that wanted to be liberated and not be colonized. That's why it's very important, man. I'm telling you right now, you know, I ain't trying to like preach or nothing, but man, niggas need to go get this book, man. It's by J.A. Rogers, man. Very, very good book. Go fuck with this book. I know the lighting is off this shit. Yeah, there we go. You can see it now. Go get that book right there. World's Great Men of Color. Go fuck with that book, man. Because, man, look, you know what I'm saying? It's got some very, very good. I just got volume 1. I ain't even got volume 2. I got to check it out, man. Very good book, man. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I tell motherfuckers to go check the book out, man, because it's a very, very good book. It breaks down a lot of shit. It's basically, the whole book is about Europeans and shit violating black folks and trying to be methodical about how they do it and how they go about it. So we gonna get into that. We gonna get into all that, man. We gonna talk about how, you know, they ain't fucking with Bill Cosby. So now Ghislaine Maxwell talking about, well, y'all let Bill Cosby go. Shit, my shit is a technicality. Nah, bitch. They should build a jail under the jail for her and throw that bitch, kick that bitch down the stairs. Bitch, you know what you was doing. So we gonna get on all that, man. We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about how you gotta live free in your mind and don't be encapsulated by everybody else's success, because that doesn't define who you are. A job is what you do. It's not who you are. You can be the best worker at that job, but who are you? Because that does not define you. We're going to get into all that, man. And shout out to everybody out there that last night that was out there selling their pussy, I know a lot of bitches selling their pussy last night, and then they singing in the choir and teaching Sunday school on Sunday. Get me started on that shit. But anyway, man, we cut this clown ass shit down. We're going to get into it. Don't have me get to singing down here. Oh, yeah. Get that fuck out of here. Cut this clown ass shit down. Man. There's so much shit to talk about. First, man, I noticed, I was like, man, that was a big ass earthquake out there for Haiti, man. And what tripped me out was, at first, I'm like, wait. Then I started seeing on Twitter how they was like, yeah, you know, I didn't even parallel it by like putting it together. I'm like, okay, it's August the 13th or whatever. Okay. All right, it's August. Okay, 1791. Yeah, 1790, that's when 1790 to 1804 was the Haitian Revolution. So, but even beyond that, nothing surprises me what happens. I was talking to this Haitian sister, and she stays in Florida. Shout out to Florida, Erica, Florida Stand Up. I was like, look, this don't surprise me. I was like, you know what? You need to get 1804 by Tariq Nasheed. Dope ass documentary. You got all y'all history in there, man. Because just because people is Haitian don't mean that they know their own history. It's like black folk. Just because you black, it doesn't mean that a black person walk around here knowing who Gabriel Prosser is and Denmark Vesey is. They don't know who the fuck that is unless somebody told them or unless they learned it growing up. So you know what I'm saying? I said, man, you should go check out that DVD, man. It's dope, man. And she was like, I never heard of him. I was like, well, you heard of him now. You better go cop that shit. And it's gonna break down a lot about what the fuck is going on with Haiti and how they, you know, Haiti as a whole is the most economically deprived country in the world, and they do a great job. Not Haiti and not Haitians, but all these economic powers do a great job at keeping them below the poverty level. They know what they doing, man. That's why they don't like Haitians. For them, they like the goofy ass coon Haitians. They don't like Haitians that's like, nah, I don't fuck with them motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't like that at all. And that's why I don't like voodoo. That's why I try to make voodoo bad. Come to lay bad. Santeria bad. That's all voodoo. So when you meet some Cubans and they probably, I'm telling you, I was watching this movie on Hulu like 7-8 months ago, probably almost a year ago. And okay, now I watched, there was a show I think on Hulu called Cloak and Dagger. And on this show called Cloak and Dagger, this lady, you know, because I think it takes place in Louisiana. So this lady or whatever, right? She's like doing this protective spell or trying to do the spell, and she's like doing all this shit. She's drinking liquor and spitting it out, like kind of doing this ritual. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe she's doing like some Haitian stuff or maybe some voodoo stuff or whatever. I didn't get nervous. I just like watching, you know, because you know it's Hollywood, so some of it is true, some of it is false narrative. So you know I didn't think nothing of it. Now I'm watching this movie. It's Mexicans, you know. And Shia LaBeouf was in this movie or whatever, if I'm not mistaken. And then this Mexican, he was practicing Santeria. He had the little altar. He was spitting the little liquor out, doing all this other shit. And I said, now see, they using our shit in their movies, but we don't even get it. We run away from it. But they know that there's power in that shit. They know that shit for sure. Hey, what's going on, Erica, man? You know I see you. Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Dominicans all practice forms of African spirituality, voodoo. Facts. That's a motherfucking fact. Look, man, I was talking to this Latino brother, man. This nigga was cool, man, and he was like real into like kind of like knowing that shit. And I was telling him, I was like breaking it down. I was like, look, bro, I haven't read a lot of books, you know, on like voodoo and voodoo and all that. Every book that I've read, they've mentioned it. Like, I think it's a pound for a price of flesh. They mentioned voodoo, Santeria. They mentioned that in that book. And I think it's Before the Mayflower. I think they mentioned it in there. I'm trying to remember what books that they mentioned that in. Oh, God. It might be in Destruction of a Black Civilization. Because there's been several books where I've read where they mentioned voodoo, Santeria. I know definitely in William Cooper's book, they mentioned voodoo, Santeria, because I'm going to just remind y'all right now. In Behold the Pale Horse, when you read this book by William Cooper, there's a section in there where they're talking about Noriega, not the rapper Nori, the real Noriega. And this nigga had a side bitch. Well, the side bitch got pregnant. So Noriega's real wife went and put a root on the bitch, basically put a spell on this bitch, and Noriega's side bitch went loopy and went crazy as fuck. Now this is what the DEA agent had wrote down. This is all the notes that he had taken down. Go read it. It's in William Cooper's book, Behold the Pale Horse. Noriega and I guess some family members, they had to go all the way to Brazil and get a voodoo priestess to kind of undo that spell because the bitch was fucking crazy. The side bitch went loopy. She like kind of went crazy after that lady put the spell and whatever. And it's so funny because just like Erica said, Cubans definitely practice Santeria. That's a motherfucking fact. I don't think you're gonna meet a Cuban that's Catholic or none of that shit. They for sure practicing Santeria. Puerto Ricans, Santeria, or Catholicism or something like that. But a lot of these people identify with white though. They want to hold up their flags, but how do they act when they get here is the real story. You know what I'm saying? So when I watched that movie and I saw that Mexican brother practicing Santeria, I said, wow, y'all don't like us, but y'all practicing our African spirituality belief systems. These are our belief systems. They're not yours. Once you start getting into Ifa and Yoruba and all that other stuff that I don't know a lot about. I don't know nothing really about Ifa. I've got some books in my cart that I want to get about Ifa. If any religion I would get into, it'd be like Ifa. Some real shit. Some shit that go like thousands and thousands and thousands of years back. You see what I'm saying? Something like that. And I feel like a lot of that shit, that's why, like, when you deal with Haiti, they don't want black people. They don't even want Haitians to know about the Haitian Revolution. They don't want them motherfuckers to know that shit. The African roots were bred out in the same thing they're trying to do to Americans. Facts. That's a fact. Look, let me tell you something, man. Once you watch Child's Play and you see how they try to make, you know, voodoo, candomblé. Because here, I'm about to look it up. What was he practicing in Child's Play? Damn, yo, watch, I'm about to look it up. Because he was practicing candomblé or some shit. Here, let me see. I'm gonna look this shit up right now. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking this up on my hood-ass phone. Yeah, exactly. Look, let me see. It's American horror slasher media franchise created by Don Mancini, an Italian. The film's main focus on Chucky, voiced by Brad Dourif. In the original films, Mark Hamill. In the reboot, a mysterious serial killer who, all right, whatever. Okay, yeah, but it don't say what it is. Let's see, because I'm looking at, what was he practicing? Okay, yeah, they not saying. Because I'm looking right now. I'm just trying to see what was he practicing, man. Because if I'm not mistaken, that had to be voodoo. Let me see. Child's Play is an American horror slasher media franchise created by Don. Okay, the films mainly focus on Chucky, a notorious serial killer who frequently escapes death by performing a voodoo ritual to transfer his soul into a good guy doll. Exactly, voodoo. Transmigration of spirits, transmigration of your soul. You know what I'm saying? And that was your first introduction to voodoo. That's why motherfucker. And then remember, the black dude who taught him, I said this before, the black dude, you know, the Haitian, the black brother that taught him the voodoo was like, look, man, you can't keep transferring your soul. Go watch the original. He was like, look, bro, you can't keep transferring your soul, man. You're going to get trapped in that fucking doll. The best one was Skeleton Key. Skeleton Key was really good. Yeah, Skeleton Key was fucked up. That's what you call it, Goldie Hawn's daughter, right? Skeleton Key. Yeah, that was really good too, man. But man, I'm telling you, man, you look at Haiti, man, you look at that shit, and you like, God damn, man, what the fuck are they doing, man? With all these fucking earthquakes and shit. I know the stream probably gonna be tripping, so I'm not even tripping off that shit. But you look at all the earthquakes and all the shit that's going on, and you like, man, is it a coincidence that 1791, August 14th, is when the Haitian Revolution started, and all of a sudden it's a motherfucking big ass earthquake? You know, then they got HARP at work fucking with the goddamn weather and shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what they put in the motherfucking, you don't know. You just don't know what they doing anymore. And I feel like it's time for us to start waking up, man. Then you look at Haiti. A lot of people don't know that history. A lot of people just think that Haiti's just always been a poor country. Haiti didn't want to be colonized. That's why they don't like Haitians. They didn't want to be colonized. And that's the problem. When you don't want to be colonized, you are deemed a threat. Like Muammar Gaddafi. That's why they didn't like Muammar. Muammar was like, what the fuck we need these white people for? Nigga, we got all the wealth. We got the gold. We don't need them. Fuck all that. And I fuck with Farrakhan. And when they was like, wasn't he gonna give you $1 billion? Farrakhan's like, no, he was gonna back me with Libya's wealth. What are you talking about? Whatever I needed. They didn't like that Miramar loved Farrakhan. There was a reason why Miramar loved Farrakhan, but didn't like Joe Biden and Barack Obama and all that. Why is that? Yeah, because he knew what the fuck was going on, man. Then when that motherfucker wanted to create the gold dinar, he wanted to create the gold dinar. They was like, all right, well, let's kill this motherfucker, man, because you threatening this white dollar that ain't worth shit as it is. That's why, man, I ain't paying attention to no motherfucking Olympics. I ain't paying attention to none of that. But you know what I am paying attention to? all these sex trafficking motherfuckers, because if it was a black person like R. Kelly, they keep putting him on TV, they keep talking about Bill Cosby, but when it comes to these white sex trafficking motherfuckers, you don't never hear nothing about them. Like that Latino brother that I told you about that was a senator and got busted. They let him keep his mask on doing his whole little arraignment. They didn't even let him show his face. Like, oh, you keep your mask on. You know what I'm saying? But let that be a brother. Oh, you need to take your mask off. Okay, but it says wear a mask before enter the court. Okay, well, I'm changing the rules. Take your mask off. You're a nigger. Just like that brother, they was like, oh, look, you can go to jail or you can take the motherfucking traccination. You know what I'm saying? He like, I don't want to take that traxine. They like, oh, well, you going to jail, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, there's just certain things that we got to wake up to and watch and listen. I'm going to play some audio of this. It's another Latino woman that, and this white man that was trafficking, sex trafficking for the GOP, basically sending these motherfuckers, young bitches and shit. They don't never put that shit on CNN, but they quick to put everything else on CNN. They quick to put, if it's a nigga, they gonna put that shit on CNN. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's disparaging black folk, they gonna put on. That's why fucking CNN too. I don't know why motherfuckers be thinking, oh, CNN is liberal. Yeah, for white folk. They ain't liberal for no black people. And look, let me tell y'all one thing, and we gonna get this out the way. Stop letting motherfuckers get you in this critical race theory. When they bring on critical race, you bring up Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's The ISIS Paper. Genetic annihilation. That's what you bring up. They gonna be like, why are you talking about that? Just go read the book. Just tell them to read that. When they get to talking about critical race theory. I don't know what it is. I think it's a bunch of babble and bullshit to get you off the topic of racism and white supremacy. Because they don't really want to talk about that. You see that white woman? Don't send me no black people because I ain't hiring no black people. Our clients are 90% white, so I ain't hiring no black people. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, if that bitch was doing it there, imagine all these other core plantations believing in them. Because they ain't never, it's like telling nigga, be all you can be in the army. No, be all you can never be. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. They don't care at all. You know what I'm saying? And these are just things that I feel like we got to work on and we got to see and we got to know. Because, man, look at how they did Lil Boosie. They took Lil Boosie off Instagram. As soon as that nigga started commenting on that shit, they took that nigga right off. That's why it's like, this ain't no freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech within context of what they want you to say. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech ain't free no more. So don't ever get that shit twisted. Freedom of speech is not new. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something that's real. Freedom of speech is with, I would say, constraints. I say freedom of speech is kind of like, well, it's freedom of speech, but run it by us first what you gonna say. Because if that's the case, then you wouldn't have the baby apologizing. You wouldn't have had our brother Nick Cannon. He wouldn't have done Nick Cannon like that. But it's so funny. Every time you bring up slavery, racism, white supremacy, man, that was so long ago. But then you get on the white Jewish people and they don't never let you forget the Holocaust. Never. They're never letting you forget that. But as soon as you bring up slavery, these motherfuckers get to looking around and act like the shit didn't happen, as if they built America. Man, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, you didn't build America at all. None of y'all did. Foundational black Americans built America. That's the problem. And the only thing we want to put our faith in is in Cesare. That's it. Cesare Borgia. We'll pray to that all day long. All day strong. And then when somebody's like, hey, man, you know, nah, man, I don't go to church, man. Oh, you Muslim? Nah, man, what are you? Oh, I practice voodoo. Man, see, that's witchcraft. It's like, because they got black folk programmed to think that's what that is, man. I'm telling you, man, look. Religion should be separate from us being on code. I don't care if you practice voodoo, hoodoo. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about that. But we black first, and we gotta learn how to establish a code. And I think that's what's most important. Because a lot of times niggas don't want to establish no code. You know, niggas want to. I was watching this that thing about Steven Jackson and Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal and how they painted them to be thugs and how David Stern, a white Jewish man, by the way, I just want to let y'all know, David Stern, a white Jewish man, suspended them for fans throwing beer bottles and beer cups at the players and running up on the court. Then they took it to the federal court. The federal court said, well, you had every right to defend yourself. These people were running on the court like maniacs and ended up charging the motherfucking fans. But David Stern suspended them. Man, fuck David Stern, man. I didn't see y'all make fucking Donald Sterling come out and give them black people a public apology. You just made him sell the team. But y'all didn't make him come out and apologize. I'm gonna keep bringing up Donald Sterling, because, man, it's so funny, especially in the white Jewish community. They get to maiming people and chokeholding people and saying things. I don't need to disparage the white Jewish community to get my point across. I'm just gonna give you examples, and my example is always gonna be this: why didn't y'all make Donald Sterling publicly apologize to black people for saying that Magic Johnson is not responsible for doing nothing but having fucking AIDS, and he's a fucking nigger? And I give these niggas their lifestyles. Why didn't you make him apologize for what he said? They never made him apologize. Maybe somebody did a statement, but that doesn't mean nothing. Nick Cannon talked about some shit he read in the book, and these motherfuckers made him publicly apologize. Have Jewish rabbis on there who was talking a whole bunch of shit about Farrakhan. Now let me break this down to my white Jewish brothers and sisters. There was a show called How to Catch a Predator. They had white Jewish rabbis on there. I'm willing to bet 100% of my money in the last, I don't know how, when will you ever catch a Nation of Islam brother on some How to Catch a Predator shit? You'll never have that shit. You'll never see that. But if you watch How to Catch a Predator, they had 2 Jewish rabbis on there, white Jewish rabbis on there, trying to get little boys. But I ain't never seen no Nation Islam. I ain't never seen no shit about no Nation Islam brother or sister. Never. Growing up, have you ever heard of it? Just tell me if I'm wrong. Because they talk so much shit about the Nation of Islam, about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They talk so much shit about him. But I ain't never, ever, ever heard no shit on TV or no nothing. Where I'm talking about where they just straight did an undercover sting and busting the Nation of Islam brother. Oh man, he was trying to come get a little girl. You know, you got a Nation of Islam brother with a bow tie going up in an apartment trying to get a little girl. No, but they had some white Jewish brothers on there. Go look at it. They probably scrubbed the internet of the footage. But see, I watched it on NBC. And then after that, they ended up coming after Chris Hansen on some whole other shit. I knew they was gonna, once they had them Jewish rabbis, I didn't even remember my mom said that. She was like, yeah, them white Jewish people on there, they gonna shut his shit down. And then they ended up getting him in a whole nother way. Facts. So let's remember that. Let's keep that shit in context. I'm just saying, because y'all niggas don't never let us forget the Holocaust, but as soon as we bring up slavery that happened in this country of the United States of America Incorporated, motherfuckers get to, here we go. That was so long ago and all this other shit. But then if you say one wrong thing about Anne Frank and the Holocaust and all this other shit, you anti-Semitic. And it's like, man, what? So I will challenge anybody, any white Jewish person. Why are we talking about something that did not happen in this country? I'm talking about specific shit that happened in the United States of America Incorporated. I'm not talking about Israel. I'm not talking about Palestine. I'm not talking about none of that shit. That's the problem. They take you on an alligator roll and on a fucking emotional roller coaster, loop-de-loop you all the way around, and then you start feeling bad for them. Straight up. You start feeling bad for them. But the white Jewish community did not build the United States of America. The Latino community did not build the United States of America. Foundational black Americans did. And when we start getting to that mentality, not like fuck every other race, no, more like, hey man, there's a certain dignity we should have with being black. There's a certain level of like, nigga, you mad at me because you ain't me. Not, let me hold my head down, you know, because I don't want to scare nobody. There's a difference between having confidence and lacking confidence. And then you want to have confidence and not be cocky, but you can have confidence in yourself and be happy to be black and understand that, as Dr. Claude Anderson says, we are a special people. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. Just go read Slavery by Another Name. That'll tell you all you need to know about being a special people. Straight the fuck up and down. You know what I mean? And you see all these sex crimes and they want to make R. Kelly the fucking poster child for the sex crimes. But I'm going to play some audio of some people that are non-foundational black Americans. They're not black at all. They're Caucasians and Latinos. And you don't see them on TV. You don't see them nowhere. But guess what? You heard it first here. So I'm going to let y'all listen to this audio so y'all can say who the fuck that they talking about. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. There we go. But I don't play no commercials, though. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. Niggas be playing commercial shit. This ain't NBC. This ain't none of that shit, nigga. I ain't playing no motherfucking commercials. That's the only thing I hate about this internet shit, man. Everything is a fucking ad or some bullshit. Then you can't skip them. Here we go.
Potential fallout from a federal sex trafficking investigation, which involves charges against a wealthy GOP donor and now the arrest of a St. Paul College student. This as tonight we've learned from sources there is an effort underway by activists in the Minnesota GOP to call a meeting at which party chair Jennifer Carnahan could be ousted amid this now national story. Here's the
But the national story is not everywhere, though. Not everywhere. It's not even on CNN.
Raming with new developments in the investigation.
The 19-year-old woman was arrested in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, Thursday, according to the Okaloosa Sheriff's Department, allegedly linking her to the investigation involving this man, 30-year-old Anton Lazaro, a wealthy GOP donor and former Minnesota Republican campaign manager for Lacey Johnson. Federal prosecutors say Lazaro was involved in high-profile sex trafficking, allegedly recruiting several minor victims to engage in commercial sex acts. As far as the 19-year-old woman and...
See? Now, this is what the fuck is going on in politics. This is the second week I talked about this shit. Last week it was a Latino brother messing with all them little boys and shit. Now it's a motherfucking Anton Lazaro running a sex ring with minors and shit. But they not talking about that like they doing R. Kelly, though. And remember, R. Kelly shit was 30 fucking years ago, and every record label, every artist, all y'all niggas all made money with R. Kelly. And all of a sudden, 30 years later, the white people probably decided to go after this motherfucker. So now they decided to go after him. Now everybody want to be like, I ain't fucking with that nigga.
Oh, in Florida tonight, here's what we know. She's a student at the University of St. Thomas, where she was recently named chair of the university's chapter of the Minnesota College Republicans, according to that group. And in a statement, university officials condemned the allegations, stating, quote, "We are praying for the victims, and any student charged with a felony will be suspended pending further proceedings." Federal authorities have not yet confirmed official charges against the woman, but Minnesota GOP chairwoman Jennifer Carnahan released a statement regarding the woman's arrest, saying in part, "These allegations warrant punishments to the fullest extent of the law, and the party anticipates justice will be served." According to court documents, Lazaro is facing 10 federal sex trafficking related charges. For Carol 11 News, I'm Devon Raming.
Also tonight, according to NPR news sources, the Minnesota GOP Executive Committee is set to meet virtually tomorrow night to discuss the recent arrests. The meeting is separate from the activist effort we told you about earlier.
And that girl that they didn't name, I'm going to give you her name right now because I already, this bitch's name is Gisela Castro Medina. She's a 19-year-old accused of helping wealthy young Republican strategist Minnesota prey on girls and recruit them for paid sex. Latino sister. That's who it was. See? I hate to do that, but they always using black folk as they motherfucking poster child for the sex crimes, all this other shit. And what they did to Bill Cosby was unprecedented. I mean, literally unprecedented. It was like all of a sudden, when Bill Cosby was making the pound cake speech, they love Bill Cosby. Yeah, get on those niggers. They don't fucking listen. Then all of a sudden, Bill Cosby like, hey, I want to buy NBC because I feel like the programming on NBC needs to be more geared towards uplifting black people. They like, hold on, nigga. We done already told you, you're not buying NBC. You know what I'm saying? And then, after that, they kill his son. Then it has been said that Bill Cosby's house is on a whole bunch of oil. So now them oil investors is like, we want that house. Well, let's just bleed him dry. But, you know, Bill Cosby saved his money. So, and all these fucking black colleges that took $20 and $30 million from Bill Cosby, why don't you get that fucking money back since you don't fuck with him no more? That's why fucking giving, look. Fuck giving these black colleges money. Fuck them. Because, nigga, when you down and out, they not going to give you your money back, and they going to fucking distance themselves from you anyway, so fuck them. Ain't no loyalty. First of all, them black colleges ain't even black colleges. Those are white Rand colleges with majority black students. That's it. Spelman ain't no black name. I think that's Rockefeller's wife or some shit like that. Them black colleges ain't even really, man, it's a front. Lady Eloise. Straight up. And that Lazara dude, yeah, it's pictures of him and that Lazara dude was running the motherfucking, he was basically doing a Ghislaine Maxwell and a motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck. They got money to fight this shit and fight it off. They don't care, man. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be laughing at some of this shit, man. Like Ghislaine Maxwell was like, well, can I get off because y'all let Bill Cosby off, basically? And ain't nobody even talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. It's like, that bitch don't even exist. She exists to me, though, and I'm going to keep bringing the bitch up every time I do a podcast because I want motherfuckers to know why nobody talk about this bitch. And this bitch was doing recruiting, too. Why didn't I talk about this bitch? She be under the jail. Why didn't I talk about her? Why didn't I talk about Bill Clinton? Come on, man. Because there's certain things when you're a president, they just not going to, they going to make sure that you ain't going to have none of those problems. And that's fine. That's what they want to do. My goal is this. Bring light to all stories. Don't just bring us R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, and Bill Cosby. Why we not talking about Harvey Weinstein? You know what I'm saying? That's why when you look at Haiti's earthquake stuff, you know, people don't understand why Haiti is in the predicament that they're in. You know what I mean? Because Haiti was like, well, fuck these white people. Y'all not finna come over here and take over our shit. We'll kill all you motherfuckers. And then they ended up killing a lot of those white Frenchmen. And that's why a lot of those motherfucking European countries can't stand Haiti because they know what Haiti did to them. And since they don't want to just full out drop a bomb on Haiti, they gonna do other things to fuck with them. Remember that shit, man. So while we up here beefing about religion and going on the corporate plantation, and you know, it's sad when I see my brothers and sisters arguing at these corporate plantations. I don't like her attitude. I don't like his attitude. I don't like this. I don't like that. It's just minor shit. You know, it's like, man, get over that shit, man. You don't like her, she don't like you, fine. But y'all just need to be on code together. But you have to remember this. These white people don't like none of us. But hey, man, you can't win them all. And as I get older, my goal is never to like change somebody's opinion. My goal is to be like, well, this is how I feel about it, and I'll move on. You know what I'm saying? I've had several conversations with some black folk, you know, that don't get along. And my goal is always to diffuse it. My goal is always to be like, look, man, it ain't that deep. You know, some people just don't get along, but it ain't that deep, man. You know what I mean? It ain't that deep. Because a lot of the times when you dealing with us, we are programmed not to like us. Even if we're oppositional of each other. If somebody's oppositional to you, you don't like them. It's a lot of people that's oppositional on me. Period. All day, every day. You know what I mean? A lot of people that's like, well, I don't think I would do that, or that's not how I view it, and I'm cool with everybody. That's what makes you you and makes that person them. Even when you're oppositional, you need to know. One of the main things I want black folk to understand, when you're at these corporate plantations, stop being such a defender of these people. Let them defend themselves. Sometimes, even though this job is paying your bills, just step back and don't say shit. Because once you get to like defending these people at all costs and doing all this other stuff, you'll regret it in the end. And a lot of the reasons why you'll regret it is because, in my personal opinion, you'll feel like, damn, they got me too. Then you try to go back over there to the black community. It's like Omarosa. Omarosa's with that Trump shit all day long. Then when they kicked that bitch out the White House and expired her pass her key card where she couldn't get in. Then the bitch talking about, oh, I'm just spooked that set by the door. No, bitch. You wasn't fucking with niggas like that. And then when that nigga showed you, fuck you, nigga, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Then the bitch was like, oh yeah, I was, you know. Then you not supposed to be taping no conversations in the White House. That's treason. She could have went to jail for that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, bitch. And I don't understand people. They will cut ties with their own people just to get further up the hierarchy of needs with Maslow. It's like, man, bro, sometimes it ain't even worth it. When y'all go to these corporate plantations, I know, nigga, I've been there. Stay out of that shit, man. I'm telling you, I've literally been, man, now I just be like, look, man, some people just don't get along. Some people just don't see things a certain way. But I'm not finna defend these people, though, because that's not my job. The corporate plantation doesn't need anybody defending them. They already got somebody defending them. The corporation. The corporation is bigger than its people because the people rest all their power in the corporation, including me. So that's why, in my personal opinion, so they don't need nobody to defend them, because guess what'll happen? When you long gone, they gonna get another nigga to do it. That's how Hollywood works. That's why black folk will prostitute their integrity and everything that they have just to get Look at what's his name, man? What's the big he's not the big buff nigga. If he work in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? And he take every job. He said the nigga grabbed his dick and shit. And, I can't do that and all this other stuff, man. He about the biggest Sambo ever. But he don't care because he trying to take care of his family. Because they have created it that way. Shit, man, I went to go, man, get gas like $5 a gallon out here in Vegas. I'm like, now how the fuck is niggas so... Okay, so the moratorium on the motherfucking COVID shit is gone, right? So they not paying people's bills no more, right? Okay, and then gas is $5 a gallon, right? Okay, so black people, y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Y'all don't see what's about to happen? Last time gas was that motherfucking high, nigga, the economy collapsed. For real. And motherfuckers still think it's sweet, but hey, man. Hey, the Raiders is here, man. So y'all do what y'all do, man. Hey, love and live life. Stay in your own lane. If you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. You shouldn't want to change the people around you. That's not your job. Your job is to be a person that magnetizes people that are like-minded. And if you can't, just be by yourself. And do not let people waste your time. I'm real big on that this year. Time wasted. I do not like nobody wasting my time. At all. I'm talking about on the phone. Don't waste my time. If we talk, what are we talking about that is going to further move our mental stimulation so we can kind of get something going? I don't have time to just be sitting on the phone talking about the same shit over and over. We already did all that. Okay, what are we doing now? Unless you're mentoring somebody or unless you're learning something. If that person you talk to, you learn something from, fuck with them. But if it's a circle figure 8. Nah, man, I can't fuck with that shit. And I don't have time, and I don't want to make time. Why, Warren? Because time is something you can't get back. And when you at these corn plantations, you already spending 40, 50 hours a week. So why would you want to spend any access time being on the phone with somebody, not coming up with no plan to either start a business, buy stock options, do something that's going to better your situation? Every day should be about that. I'm trying to do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So every day should be about that. It shouldn't be where you wasting time every day. Because a lot of times, to me, you don't even realize you're doing it when you're on the phone with somebody because they're so used to wasting everybody else's time calling everybody don't call me. Because, nigga, I do not be in a hurry to call nobody back if I know, okay, this is going to be some time wasting bullshit. You might as well just keep it moving. Stay in your lane. Stop trying to impress other black folk. You shouldn't have to. You black. We should just love to be around each other. For real. Stop trying to impress each other. We shouldn't have to do that. Man, be on the same team, support black businesses, recycle your dollars, and start reading and understanding what the fuck is going on, man. You already know what it is, man. You know what it ain't. No, I don't know. You know. Man, shout out to everybody. No compromise. All y'all motherfuckers, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Handle your business. Stay on your lane. If that ain't your lane, I don't care if this... Look, man. Like me and No Compromise, we was talking. I was like, my nigga, you ain't even got a front. You ain't got to say nothing to me. I already knew you probably had a whole bunch of followers and a whole bunch of numbers. But YouTube is... They don't want that type of a podcast to get traction. Because that's scary to them, in my personal opinion. And I don't do this shit to get a whole lot of followers. I don't even know how many followers I have at this point because they'll take followers away and I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. As far as I know, I got 10 followers. I got No Compromise, Tamisha, Tasha, Miss Wendy, Erica, and Miss Shawnee. That's it. And 066. Those are only and Screwhead. I got about 8 followers. And that's all I need. Man, if you start looking at it like that, that'll drive you crazy. You'll damn near go into a depression. That's why they want people to keep being on the internet so you can look at this person's numbers. Oh, they got 15,000. They got 100,000 likes or 50, whatever it is, man. I don't even look at that. If the content is good, I fuck with it. Stay in your lane. The next person that's got bread, that doesn't mean that they didn't work hard for it. Now you just go work hard for your shit. And if you got time to be counting everybody else's money, then you got too much time on your hand. It sounds like some bullshit going on. And those are the same motherfuckers that sit up there and be mad at you because you are in the game and they are not in the game. There's a lot of people playing Monopoly and all they're doing is pass and go and collecting $200. They're not buying Park Place. They're not buying Boardwalk. They're not buying none of the red properties. They just pass and go and collecting $200. So those type of people, you just get away from them. They'll understand. It's business, never personal. Hey, man, shout out to everybody out there that's handling business. You know what it is. If you're around somebody that's talking about, man, Joe Biden's really going to do things for black people. Guilty, nigga. I don't fuck with you, man. I'm out, man. I'll fuck with y'all on Tuesday. Peace.